Wide open layup. Good. Ford got it. Here's Gage for a three. Yeah! That one's good, baby.
So before the March Madness tournament starts, I figured we're just going the SEC teams and a few other teams I like, not including them. I thought we'd look at some of the teams' radio broadcasts and how you could locate them and everything else. So, at least for the men's, not the women's, you can listen to if your team is in the women's March Madness, a women's NCAA tournament, you can listen on those games with the radio or any affiliate. I mean, you won't be blocked. You could listen to it, but for the men's, you have to live in the city or the town, the state. You have to live in the velocity of your team's radius to be able to pick up the games on radio. So therefore, I know Georgia's not in it, but I'm gonna use it as an example. If you live in Athens, Atlanta, you could pick the games up. If you live in Alabama, if you live in Auburn, Tuscaloosa, Mobile, you'll be able to listen to the Alabama Crimson Tide radio of the game. If not, if you're out of state, if you trying to listen to the Alabama game and you live in Florida or Tennessee, unless you have an affiliate in those stations, you'll be met with the Westwood One broadcast. March Madness, the NCAA tournament, is about like the Sugar Bowl. You have to live in that area to listen to it on radio. If you do not, you cannot listen to it. So we'll start with the Alabama Crimson Tide Radio Network, since they were the number 1 seed. Alabama basketball, you listen to Alabama basketball on Tide 100.9. Their announcers, you'll be met with Alabama basketball. I know their names, I want to make sure I'm getting them right. Alabama Crimson Tide announcers, you can listen to them with my man Chris Stewart, Brian Pasnick, and I believe their Tom Stripe is their producer. So Chris Stewart and Brian are one of the best broadcasters in the SEC. Their connection is one of the best. I suggest you check out the CTSCN courtside camera they do on Facebook. It don't get any better than Chris Stewart and Brian Pasnick. SEC teams in NCAA tournament. So we gotta look at the SEC teams in. Okay, SEC teams. Okay, so a few SEC teams are in. Next, we have the Tennessee Volunteers. You could listen to Tennessee Volunteers Radio Network, WIVK, FM 107.7. That is their official flagship station. Tennessee Radio Announcers is one I actually know very well. I am lucky enough to consider this guy a friend. Bob Kessling for Tennessee, he is their play-by-play announcer. Bert Berterkamp is their color analyst for basketball. Yeah, once again, you can listen on, what did I say that station was called? WIVK. Next, after that is the Kentucky Wildcats. Next is Kentucky. You can listen to Kentucky basketball on it actually don't say their flagship station. In 2014 they got sold to IMG. That's not helpful. I don't know, man. They don't have a list of affiliates, at least the one I could find. Here's a list. I don't think it's going to have the full on thing though. No, it don't. Okay, their flagship station probably is 98.1 WVU. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But they have a few. They actually have one in Knoxville and Nashville, so that is really cool. You can listen to the Kentucky Wildcats outside of Kentucky. The Kentucky Radio Network is Tom Leach and Jack Gibbons and Cameron Mills as the pregame show analyst. They do about like West Virginia. We'll get to that in a minute. Next, you can listen to the Missouri Tigers. The Missouri Tigers actually managed to get in. I love their radio guy, Michael Kelly. He's a class act. The flagship station for the Missouri Tigers is KUDL 93.1 or 93.3, depending on what station you're using. The Missouri Tigers radio network is, I'm going to get it pulled up. I actually know some of their guys, so I just want to make sure I get their names correct. Mike Kelly is like one of the best broadcasters of all time in the SEC. He is a wonderful person. Chris Gaviro is their color announcer. Missouri has like one of the best radio crew in college basketball as far as I'm concerned. They're so professional. So professional. Next is Texas A&M, the Aggies. Their announcers is I know for a fact they have Andrew Monaco. Andrew Monaco got named to be the voice of the Aggies like just a few years ago, so he is still technically kind of new to the Texas A&M basketball and football. John Fortin is their color analyst on the Texas A&M radio network. I think it just said he was a coach. I'm not sure. Texas A&M's flagship station is I don't know, man. I thought it was gonna be a little easy to do. It's actually harder than I thought it was. Nothing's never easy. Their flagship, Texas A&M's flagship station is that lists just football. That didn't have basketball on it. Their flagship station is one that probably does both men's basketball and football. That's cool. They actually have a Texas A&M actually has a quite a few flagship stations. Their flagship station is WTAW News Talk 620 94.5. That is the flagship station for the Aggies. I believe. I'm kind of low on information here. I believe that is the flagship station. You're home for. Yeah, that looks about right. That could be their flagship station. So, WTAW is the Texas A&M Aggies station. Next, the 8 seed, the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Arkansas Razorbacks did not have a list. It just pulled up a 2DN. That's not what I need. That won't work for this. Here's a list. They have an affiliate in Texas. Their flagship station is probably one in Fayetteville, so KQSM 92.1, KUOA 95.3, KAKS 99.5. Those are probably one of their affiliates. I would probably assume. You have a rare case, like in the Georgia Bulldogs case, our flagship is in Atlanta and not Athens, which is weird. WRFC was Georgia's affiliate for a long time, I believe. Arkansas's radio announcer is Chuck Barrett, and I believe their color announcer is their color announcer is. I have a page pulled up and just waiting for it to load. Mike Zimmerman. That is their color announcer. So Chuck Barrett and Mike Zimmerman on the Arkansas Radio Network. We only have 2 more teams left. That is very sad. Auburn Tigers. Radio Network. The Auburn Sports Network. It's one of the biggest in sports for sure. One of the biggest in the SEC. The flagship station is WGCZ 94.3 and Waverly, which is Auburn, the Auburn area. Their broadcasting crew is Andy Bertram and Coach Sonny Smith, although he only does home games this year. I'm not sure if he will be with him in the tournament. I hope he is. Sonny Smith is a great broadcaster, great dude too. That just brought up football. Their football team actually lost Stan White a few months ago. He announced he's retiring. I really like Stan White. He's a wonderful quarterback, and he's a wonderful person too. But yeah, I don't have a list of so Sonny Smith still must be their I didn't think he was their full-time color guy, but I think he actually might be. I'm not sure on that. I thought I listened to a game where he only did home games, but maybe that will be the pairing in the tournament. So Auburn Radio, Sonny Smith and Andy Bertram. Now we got the last team, Mississippi State. The Mississippi State Bulldogs. They come on Sirius XM as well, but their flagship station is probably one in Starkville, so probably KBB 100.9. I would assume this is their flagship station. I'll look it up just to make sure. Yeah, that's probably their flagship station. So 100.9 Starkville WKBB, the Golden Triangle Super Talk Mississippi State radio announcers. Mississippi State's play-by-play announcer. It's Neil Price. He took over for Mississippi State. Had a 4 or 5 year run there where they had a different announcer every year. Neil Price and I don't know if I can find out who their color guy is. Jim Ellis was their guy before Neil Price. I was saying they had a run where they had a different announcer every year. Jack Crystal was one of the most legendary, though. I mean, for real. Their color guy, I'm trying to find it where I can find his name. I thought this would be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Color announcer for basketball. Bart Gregory is their color announcer. So, Neil Price and Bart Gregory for the Mississippi State Radio Network. Reminder, like I just said at the start, you only can listen to these games with the hometown radio if you live in the area. If not, you're going to be met with the Westwood One broadcast, which will probably be like Kevin Harlan and Brandon Godden, which is a great announcer. He just got the Braves job a few weeks ago. So that is it. Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Auburn, and Mississippi State. These are all their radio guys, what you need to listen to. For example, Gonzaga Radio, Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison. West Virginia has an hour-long pregame show. Their announcer is Tony Caridi, and I think Jay Jacobs, unless they do the split different Jay Jacobs, yeah. Jay Jacobs and Tony Caridi. You can listen to that game 100.9 to Jack. That's how you can listen to the West Virginia Mountaineers games. Personally, I'm going for West Virginia. I like the Mountaineers and I like Tony Caridi. But Alabama radio, Tide 100.9. You know, you could. I said it. You can only listen in that area. So if you live in with that area with those teams, you could listen to the games. Happy listening, and hopefully a team I like won't win the tournament because Georgia Southern's not in, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.